Welcome to Hack Your Happiness.
I always say that I've lived kind of like five different lives. I think that I've always been comfortable getting out of my comfort zone, taking risk, trying new things. And that's kind of like how I've got here today.
Are you a teen or adult looking for more happiness in every day and ways to connect with people in your life?
You've come to the right place. Hack Your Happiness is a podcast designed to bring you the behind the scenes of what brings iconic individuals happiness, plus their life hacks.
I'm Mercedes.
And I'm Anastasia.
And we're the two teens behind Small Bits of Happiness.
We're interviewing Olympic athletes, entrepreneurs, celebrities, and more.
Throughout all of our episodes, you'll find great conversations, hacks that you can take away and try in your life, inspiration, as well as unique and surprising insights. Today, we are speaking with Erika Hammond. She is a former WWE Star and current renowned celebrity fitness trainer. Erika is a founding team member of Rumble Boxing, one of the world's leading group fitness studios. Founder of Strong by Erika, a program of on-demand HIIT and boxing-inspired workouts designed to maximize physical and mental health, as well as creator of Knockout in partnership with Equinox.
Today, Erika is joining us to share how we can celebrate our achievements, the key to balancing work and life with physical health, as well as maintaining a positive mindset through setbacks. Her captivating energy has landed Erika collaborations with top fitness brands, including Adidas, Reebok, and features in Sports Illustrated Swimsuit, Women's Health, Harper's Bazaar, and more.
We are so excited to speak with her today. Welcome, Erika!
Wow, what an intro. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us today. Anastasia and I also just wanted to congratulate you because we've been seeing so many beautiful TikToks and Instagram reels of your recent gorgeous wedding, and you are an extremely iconic entrepreneur from your days in pageants to being in Miss Universe and the face of WWE to now being the creator of Knockout. So take us back to the beginning. How did your journey start?
It's been a long journey, a long process. I always say that I've lived kind of like five different lives. I think that I've always been comfortable getting out of my comfort zone, taking risk, trying new things. And that's kind of like how I've got here today, from the pageants to modeling in WWE to interning in PR, and then now fitness and being an entrepreneur. Every aspect from each of those paths has brought me here because I've learned so many things.
Totally. I love that because it's true. Like, we go through so many different things, and I think oftentimes as teens, when we're just kind of at the beginning of our career, graduating high school and all that, it's like we're going to study one thing or do one thing, and that's going to be our job forever until we retire.
Exactly. And we feel like if we're interested in one specific thing, we need to spend all of our energy focusing towards that instead of thinking, oh, well, I'm sort of interested in this topic too. I can focus on all these different types of things and get a better understanding and find out more about all of them. And I can kind of follow all these career paths, because why should I just be limited only to one? And so throughout your amazing and, unlimited journey, what do you think your biggest challenge has been, and how did you overcome this?
We just want to quickly say, check out our happiness wellness products designed by us for individuals of all ages to help you bring a small bit of happiness to your home with our tangible tips and tools. Check them out in the show notes.
Kind of going off of what you just said, I think, to be completely honest, my biggest challenge at the beginning was I didn't know what my passion was. I didn't know exactly what I was meant to do. And that can be really scary. It can lead to doubt and insecurity. And to overcome it, I think, that's why I tried so many different things. I was unsure. And so I was like, okay, well, why not try this? Why not try this? And because I wanted to find something that I enjoyed for the rest of my life and that I was passionate about. And I think that if I didn't try different things, I'm unsure what I would have done, where I would be if I would be doing something I wasn't completely passionate about.
I love that because it's true. I think so many of us don't know what we're meant to do and what we truly enjoy and what we truly love. And I really admire how, you weren't afraid and you still aren't afraid of trying out different stuff and taking those risks of maybe this won't be what I'm truly passionate about, but it will push you towards that. And I think as teenagers, we all need to kind of adapt to that mindset and that mentality of it's okay to not fail, but it's okay to, try different things and maybe not always excel in them.
And having kind of a mindset of, oh, I'm here to learn, I'm here to I'm experiencing all these new things, not because maybe I want to make a career out of it, but because I just want to experience it. I want to see, am I interested in this? And if I am,
And just
what
seeing-
can I learn from that? And how can I continue to keep growing and being involved in
and
this
seeing
industry?
like everything you do as a step towards your passion. And I think that in that sense, we'll always be kind of feeling a purpose of some sort.
100%.
Absolutely. It's evolving. You're evolving throughout life.
Totally. And sometimes I think our passions even change, like when you're a kid versus a teen versus a young adult. Like it's always kind of evolving.
Totally. I mean, I had no idea I would be doing what I am today. So 10 years ago, definitely 20 years ago. So it's okay to not know, but try different things. And that's how we evolve and grow.
Totally. And as a fitness expert and being a young and successful entrepreneur, do you ever struggle with feeling like you've achieved enough?
Definitely. I think as an entrepreneur, you're always yearning for more. There's always more, but on days that I'm being hard on myself and feeling like I haven't achieved enough, I sit down and I look at everything that I've done and where I am today. And I have to allow myself to be proud. I'm proud in that moment, proud of what I've accomplished. And then rather than feeling like I haven't done enough, I'm excited to achieve more. I think as you celebrate your victories, even if they already happened, but celebrate each victory, then rather than feeling like you need more, you're excited for more. And I think that changing that mindset is super important.
100%. I think that mindset is so incredibly important in saying, I have achieved a lot, and allowing yourself to be proud. I feel like oftentimes we feel into that trap of, oh, we need to be humble, and being humble is absolutely amazing and it's so important, but you still need to be able to celebrate what you've done and say, hey, you know what, this is amazing, I am amazing, I've been able to do so much stuff. And I think that 100% just being able to take a step back and celebrate yourself, but as well as looking towards the future, not saying I need to accomplish more, otherwise I'm not enough, and saying I'm so excited to see what I'm going to accomplish. I'm so excited to evolve, and while I'm evolving, I'm going to accomplish and do so many amazing things. And so what are your top 3 tips for teens to celebrate these achievements and to feel good with what they've accomplished this far in their lives?
Ooh, super important. I think one thing for me, I love writing down goals and crossing them out. It's like such a feeling of satisfactory when you get to cross it out. It's like the pride of I crushed this goal, and now I get to write the next one, and then I'm going to get to cross out the next one. Even if it's a daily to-do list, it's exciting to cross it out. So I think that's definitely one. Write them down, and as you achieve them, cross them out. 2, I think just celebrating your achievements, big or small, with a support system. That's something I love to do. If it's, something small that I've done, but I'm excited about it, and I text my husband, or I text, my mom or best friend or whoever it is that I know, supports me through the highs and lows, and, they're excited for me. It's always nice. It's human nature to get excited when someone tells you congrats or how proud they are of you. So I think sharing them with your support system is super important. And then a third one, I think another tip for achieving it, I think knowing that you can accomplish smaller goals, whether you've accomplished them already, they're a part of a bigger one. And so every small step, I don't even know. It could be making the bed as a part of, a bigger, larger goal. And so just knowing that these very small steps are part of a larger one, and keeping that in your mind is super important.
I really love that, because you're right. Even those small little things can really help us, even if the goal is, say, excelling in a certain course, and you would be like, how is making my bed or keeping my room organized going to help me with that? But if it's helping your mindset, it is contributing to your goal, even if it's not directly as clearly related. And so I think that's a good point. And I also really love the idea of sharing your achievements with your support system, because we can really undermine ourselves, I think, sometimes, and be hard on ourselves, and when we achieve something we just want to get on to the next. But if we take a second to share it and kind of relish in that moment with someone that we care about, it's really important for building relationships, and for just building ourselves up because we want to celebrate our friends and our loved ones, but we also deserve to be celebrated.
Definitely.
Yeah, and in business, there are always so many setbacks and challenges. So sometimes you can kind of feel like, oh, well, we're not achieving that much because we're just experiencing all of these. But how do you, deal with all of them, but still maintain a positive mindset and still feel excited to achieve?
Yeah, I think it's definitely hard. Setbacks and challenges are definitely so hard. And, I don't want to lie and say that I'm 100% positive all the time. I try to be. But I love that quote, rejection is redirection. And it's something that has been with me for a long time because it's so true. All the setbacks, challenges, no's that you get told, it's the universe trying to redirect you because you weren't meant to go down that path. You're taking a detour to a greater path. And I think just keeping that mindset and keeping that quote replaying in my mind over and over again is super helpful for me.
For sure. I think that having, just always saying, if I'm not meant for this path, that's okay, because there is something that is meant for me. I just haven't found it yet, and I'm just going to keep going, keep exploring, keep trying new things, because if you just stop or you just say, I'm just going to run with this one thing and I'm never going to stop and I'm never going to evolve, then it's so much harder and it's so much easier to get burnt out, and you won't be able to find what you truly love.
And I also love that saying because having something to kind of fall back on, like a saying or a belief or a mindset, is so helpful during those days when we feel like we've done nothing with our lives or we feel like everything's going wrong. Because I know that sometimes I think we all experience those days where we're like, why is nothing going as I want it to? And then the next day you wake up and you're like, oh, everything's so awesome.
Yeah.
And it's just so fun.
You learn from it. You know that tomorrow is going to be different, or, you know that it's going to be a better day, that things are going to be okay. And I think you just have to be okay with rejection. As hard as it is, you have to be okay with knowing like, okay, I'm going to be okay tomorrow. It's fine.
Exactly. Or even like, how am I gonna feel 5 months from now? Like 5 months down the road, am I still gonna remember this moment, or is there gonna be something else awesome that's happened, and probably some other setbacks and a lot of other things going on in my life, and this one moment or this one rejection won't even be as relevant.
I mean, I feel I can remember times where I was like so distraught that, I just didn't know what else to do. And now I look back and I'm like, oh, wow, how the times have changed. If my younger self only knew that.
Exactly. It's so funny how that is. And oftentimes in relation to how mindset can kind of push us through those setbacks and keep us going, we can view gratitude as a way to maintaining a positive mindset. Would you say that gratitude is important in your life?
100%. I think you have to have gratitude for the present and the past. So speaking on all those rejections, no's, setbacks, challenges, I have gratitude for all that. I'm thankful that I went through all of that. I'm thankful for all of that because I evolved and I learned from it. And, even people in my life, everyone's been a part of my journey, no matter if they're in my present or in my past. And I think just having gratitude for all of that is so important.
For sure. I think that even, let's say, someone from chapter 2 wasn't exactly as, you didn't think that they were the most positive person on your life, but then it turns out that they kind of influenced you to go into this lifestyle and kind of moved you into this place that you didn't expect them to, and you don't really see it until you're kind of reflecting and looking back. But every person who's in your life, for good or for bad, I think is overall putting you to the right direction so that in the end you can be where you're supposed to be. You're following the path that you're supposed to follow.
And I also think that it's so important to I really love that mindset of like looking back and looking at people and situations with gratitude, because so many times we can think of people or times where we experience self-pity and we're like, oh, it's so sad that I went through that, and we feel bad for ourselves. And of course, sometimes really, really bad things happen, but we can't change the past, and feeling bad for ourselves is not going to help us, move forward in any ways. So rather than feeling bad for ourselves, like thinking, wow, that happened, but now I can be a better person and I can learn from it and I can be pushed towards a better place and a happier mindset is, I think, key to feeling more satisfied and feeling more grateful.
100%, as well as I do think that sometimes we can be grateful for like looking back and saying, I'm so happy that like I studied so hard on that test, even though it wasn't exactly fun in the moment, but all that long hours actually really helped me get like a 90 or a 95 on that test. And as an entrepreneur, I'm sure that you have worked so many long hours. And seeing that you're in the fitness industry, you probably work both on your physical health as well as your mental health and all of your health.
Business.
Yeah, and growing on your business. So what is your tips on balancing mental health and physical health as well as work?
I'm lucky that some of my work is movement and improving my physical health while I help others with theirs. So I'm definitely lucky for that. But I think it's just important to make time for you, because it's, whether it's 10 minutes or an hour or even 5 minutes a day, it's obviously a part of your physical health journey. It's important, but I think it's for your mental health too. And like at the end of it, you're going to be in a better place. And in my opinion, it's only going to increase your productivity for your work. I know for me, movement is kind of like my therapy. It's my me time. And, whether I have 5 minutes that day or I have an hour that day, it's my me time, whether I get to release whatever stress I'm thinking about. And then on the other side, when I'm on the computer working, grinding, I'm like in a better space. And so I think it's just really important for people to take that time for themselves.
I love that. And you're right. I mean, there's so many benefits to physical exercise and movement. How many hours a day would you say that you typically move and exercise for?
It depends. I mean, now I'm teaching less classes now than I used to. There was a time when I was probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours a day of like physical movement, which was a lot. But now it's probably like an hour and a half, maybe two, depending on the day. But it's a lot, but it's good. And, I'm happy doing it. That's my happiest time, is being there with others and training others and empowering and inspiring them. So
Oh, I love that. And it's so awesome that, you can connect with people while you exercise. I think that's such a terrific way to kind of combine those two things that can boost our happiness. But what advice would you share with a teen or anyone listening who might not have like an hour or two to spend exercising? Like, how could they incorporate some more movement into their day?
you definitely don't need an hour or two. That's a lot more, like that's too much, but I think like even 10 minutes, I always say, as far as in the fitness space, I'm not going to tell you that my workout is the best. I'm not going to tell you any workout is the best. The best workout is one, or the best physical movement is one that you enjoy doing. So if you enjoy going on a walk, if you enjoy running, if you enjoy Pilates, if you enjoy boxing, if you enjoy just walking your dog around the block, like that's perfect. And that's exactly what you need. And that's, going to be the best thing for you.
Oh, I love that so much because there's so many trends of like different exercises or sports or fitnesses, but really like at the end of the day, if it doesn't make you happy, that sort of defeats part of the purpose.
Exactly.
So it's really important to just do what you love.
Exactly.
In all realms.
And if you're not working out and you feel like you're just working out because you need to achieve a specific goal and you're not doing it because you genuinely want to do it and you love yourself, then it can be so much harder to say, hey, I'm going to work out today and I'm excited to work out, and shifting and doing something that you genuinely enjoy can be so much more of a motivator. And then that way you can actually succeed so much more and you can actually love what you're doing.
Exactly. And so I mean, you've had so many incredible experiences. Like you said, you've got your multiple different lives. But what is one piece of advice that you wish that you could give to your teenage self?
Probably surround myself with people who inspire me. People that I want to learn from, people that I admire, and don't be afraid to ask questions, ask for help. I think when I first started in all of this, in any thing I was doing, but especially in the entrepreneur world, building my own business, I was scared to ask questions. Like even at this age, I was scared to ask questions. I was scared to ask for help. And all these people around me wanted to help. Like people, you surround yourself with these people that want to help you. They want to, be there for you. If they're more knowledgeable about something that you're doing, like they would love to give you that advice. And so I think just making sure that you surround yourself with people that you want to learn from, that you admire, is super duper important. And it will make a massive difference in your life.
Absolutely. And I think so many times, especially as teenagers, we struggle a lot with that, being around people who truly elevate us and who make us a better version of ourselves. And so I think like knowing that the people you surround yourself with will reflect how you feel about yourself and how, you celebrate your achievements and celebrate yourself is important.
Exactly. And asking questions is so important. Being able to, put yourself out there as well as learn so much incredible information from people who've experienced so much, because you can learn so much just from talking from other people. And I think their feedback on how you're doing, as well as if you're just genuinely interested or
and
you
also
have a question.
like I think sometimes there's this whole thing about sometimes we feel guilty when we ask questions because we feel stupid, or we feel like, oh, they're gonna think I'm so dumb for not knowing the answer to this. But realistically, like, we're just trying to learn, and if someone puts you down for not knowing the answer to something, especially if you're in a new industry, or if you're just unfamiliar with that part, like, that's their problem, not yours. You're just trying to learn, and there's so many people out there that you can learn from. So
Exactly. So do you do something every day to bring you a small bit of happiness? And if so, what do you do?
I do so many things to bring me happiness during the one, I mean, some small silly ones are just cuddling my pup, my little French bulldog, obviously talking to my loved ones, my husband, my family. I my me time, my working out, my me time brings me happiness. And I think above all is when I'm with clients and I'm able to, see them enjoying themselves, and my whatever I'm doing is bringing them happiness. And that makes me the happiest.
oh, it's so true. Like, when we are helping other people, whether it's with their fitness, or for some people it might be volunteering, or even like helping someone out at school, if you're a teen, like if they're confused on a question, that brings us so much fulfillment, and it helps them feel happier, it helps us feel happier. Everyone's benefiting, and I love that. And also we love our
Yes.
dog too, so we get it.
Such an easy way to find happiness, and they're so cute. Our dog starts snoring all the time because sometimes it becomes low pressure, and you can just hear it through the entire bottom floor. You can just hear her snores, and
She
it's
loves
so
naps.
funny.
You have a bulldog?
No, we have a chocolate lab.
Oh, your chocolate lab snores. That's so funny. I'm like, a bulldog I have a French bulldog. He snores all the time too.
So cute. So do you have a specific motivational quote that you love and remember? And if so, why?
Probably what I mentioned earlier, rejection is redirection. It is something that I just live by because, every step of your life, I'm still getting told no's. I'm still, having challenges or setbacks. And so for me, it's just that mantra is over and over again every single day in my head. So whenever something doesn't go my way, I know there's a different way, and I'm going to be okay with it.
I think we all need to just remember that, because there's so many occasions that I can think of where I'm like, why will nobody say yes, or why won't that work? And it's like, it will eventually.
Like your volume not working on your computer, and you're like, why?
Even that, like, even those small silly things where it's like,
Exactly.
what is this teaching me?
I love the mantra, everything happens for a reason, and just kind of going through life like that and saying it's okay. It's not the end. Just keep going. And if it's right for you, it will work out. Do you have anything exciting coming up that you would like to share with us? Any goals you have, or events coming up, etc.?
I have a ton of goals. I think my high level goals that I'm working on right now, for Knockout, we're currently launched in New York City, and there's equinoxes in so many different regions and around the world. And so my goal for the next 6 months is to get Knockout launched in those other regions. I'll have other trainers teaching that as well in these other locations. So I'm very excited about that and working on that. And I'm working on some luxury wellness retreats, which is going to be super fun. And it's just building a strong community.
Oh my gosh, those sound amazing. And I mean, your program sounds incredible as well. So I'm sure that so many people will benefit and, feel happier from it being in a wider amount of regions. And where can our audience find you if they want to keep up and learn more?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram or TikTok at Erika, Erika Hammond. And I also have an online on-demand fitness app called Strong by Erika, where you can work out with me anytime, anywhere.
Oh, perfect. Well, we will link all of those in the show notes so anyone can easily find it. And we just want to say thank you so much for joining us today.
This has been so amazing. Thank you so much for talking with us.
Oh my gosh, so fun. You guys are amazing. And what you're doing is giving everyone all this knowledge as well. So I hope you're proud of what you're doing. You guys are crushing it. And it's amazing to see.
Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of Hack Your Happiness.
And thank you so much to Erika Hammond for joining us today. She is so sweet and kind and so smart. I mean, talking to her today was just so inspiring. Anastasia, what are your biggest takeaways?
I think one of my biggest takeaways is that you need to share your achievements with people that you care and you trust in your life. I mean, achieving something is great, but if you don't share it with other people, it's so much harder to celebrate it. And on top of that, you give the other people a small bit of happiness as well. What about you, Mercedes?
One of my biggest takeaways is the importance of not being afraid to try something new and taking that potential risk of, maybe this won't work out and maybe this isn't your true passion or calling. But at the end of the day, if you don't try out different things, you won't unlock those different sides of yourself. And especially as a teen or as a young adult, it's important to try different things out because that's all gonna help push us towards finding our passion and what we truly love to do in life.
If you enjoyed this week's episode, please make sure to leave us a 5-star review from wherever you're listening. It really helps us out and we really appreciate it.
Also, join our happiness family. It's completely free. It really helps us out and we would love to have you. And you can join our family by following this podcast on whatever podcast listening platform you're listening on now. See you next time!